Welcome back to another episode on the MOD Balls page. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Seattle Seahawks. All right, man. So, like I said, Seattle, we talking about you. Hey, if you from Seattle, make sure you tune into this video entirely. And if you from Seattle and you like what I had to say about your team, hey, look at the top right. You may want to click on and tap in with that later, or on the outro, go tune into one of those other videos. Or I'm already begging instead of talking about your team though. So, man, let's talk about your breakout player and Jackson Smith, the Jigba. He a professional route runner, like he kind of like a bigger slot. Him and Cooper Cup as a duo, kind of interesting to me. I would have preferred if Jackson Smith could have just had the entire slot by himself and have somebody like DK just designated on the outside. But it does get to move Jackson Smith and the Jigba around more, and you get to see what he could do with that. I'm pretty sure he'll still perform. Like Jackson Smith the Jigba was great. Cooper Cup, like I'm talking about though, a cool addition on the Rams last year. I feel like Jackson Smith is pretty similar to Puka Nakua, and I didn't like the Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup fit, but at the same time, they had a quarterback in Matthew Stafford who's known to only love. He we know when Matthew Stafford has a crush, he has a lover. So he ain't throwing it to nobody else way. And outside, you got Marquez Valdez Stantlin, and this weapon group for the Seahawks is not that bad. I understand they lost Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, but first rookie we're gonna talk about. My favorite part of the series that I'll be doing, I dive into all the rookies I know. Torrey Horton, man, he is a separator on the outside, and he reminds me of Stephon Diggs, like to the T. Like I didn't even give him another player comp. He is Stephon Diggs. I think he even wears the same number. He looks like him. He moves like him. He has the same body language. Torrey Horton is Stephon Diggs twin, and if you were to have an offense of Cooper Cup, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and Stephon Diggs with Marquez Valdez Scantling, who's really a worse version of DK Metcalf, that's an elite core of weapons. And yeah, I do think highly of Torrey Horton. I wonder if he could get that much production and as soon as his rookie year though, because Sam Darnold is the Seahawks' biggest change this year. And to be honest, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I think about Sam Darnold, but he's on a 1 year deal. So like even if Sam Darnold is to bust, you're gonna be able to get a quarterback soon as he messes up, and in a highly talented quarterback class next year. I love next year's quarterback class. So like what the Seattle Seahawks is doing, they got so many weapons this year, man. Because holy, all I've been talking about so far this episode is weapons. And let me talk about the running back room. Dude, the Seahawks got Damian Martinez in the 7th round. He is literally the reason why Kenneth Walker is on the trade block. He plays just like Kenneth Walker, and you got him in the 7th round, and you could go get assets for Kenneth Walker. That's crazy. That's crazy that this is a great draft by the Seattle Seahawks. They drafted so well in every round. I think this is a possible transcendent draft class because I like a lot of these players, but at the same time, who am I, right? Like I could easily be wrong. And another thing about Damian Martinez is he has a little bit of chemistry in this locker room. Like first of all, he fell in the 7th round. He was one of the better backs in the class, but that's how it always is with running backs. They always fall, right? But at the same time, they also got Elijah Arrow. This is maybe there are so many tight ends in this draft class that it's insane that we're gonna look back at this class in a couple years and see how it just turns out to be. I think Colston Loveland, Elijah Arrow, Tyler Warren, Gunnar Helm, all of these tight ends in this draft class were super talented, and the Seattle Seahawks kind of dived in to to where this draft class was elite at. It was the running backs such as Damian Martinez, who's that good, and y'all gonna see how good he is going in the seventh round, and a tight end such as Elijah Arrow going in what the third. Like, dude, he gets crazy separation, crazy route running for his position. I feel like he's amazing off of. I should have put his release, dude. Elijah Arrow just his release is amazing as a tight end. Like he moved like Darren Waller, Travis Kelsey. Dude, I was watching him at the pro day and he was going crazy. In Miami the whole year he was going crazy. The thing about this team though, like I said, all of their weapons, this is the same situation as the Vikings to me for Sam Darnold. Like only thing is he doesn't have Jettas, but he has more pieces. He literally like, dude, you have so many weapons because I'm talking about the rookies. Noah Fant is gonna be nah. Elijah Arrow is taking Noah Fant's job. Like he is a better route runner than Noah Fant, and I think he got nah. He is taking Noah Fant's job, but Noah Fant as a tight end too. That's good, man. And then those four receivers I talked about, Kenneth Walker, who, yeah, I say he on the trade block, but he's still on the team. Just because he on the trade block don't mean you on the team, not on the team, man. Kenneth Walker is a good running back, a top 15 running back in the league. You got Zach Charbonnet. You got three good running backs, four good receivers, two good tight ends. You even at the point where this team has three good quarterbacks. Drew Lock done went on the New York Football Giants and won me a game. He even took the number one pick from us. He took Cam Ward from us. He could do that to y'all too. Or Jalen Milrow, dude, he kind of is like Anthony Richardson, Jalen Hurts, Tyree Jackson. Like if he develops, it's gonna be like Jalen Hurts, where um his run game and his arm strength is what leads him on, and he's able to learn the playbook, and he's a project pick. I don't like his accuracy. He's very inaccurate, and it shows on the field. And I don't like his body language because, like, when I was watching the Alabama games and watching Jalen Milrow, whenever he throws an interception, he just like puts his shoulders down and like, come on, man. Come on, man. You threw an interception. Go make a tackle. He puts his shoulder down and like he stomps, like, come on, man. Come on. You the quarterback, bro. You the quarterback, fam. Go make man. You threw the interception. Matter of fact, go make the tackle, man. What? You over there? I don't like stuff like that. I don't know. That's just me. I guess I'll just build different, right? But yeah, that's how I think about it. But Jalen Milrow, like athleticism wise, he's crazy. Like Anthony Richardson, Tyree Jackson. If you know him, Jalen Milrow though. Pro day, he scared me. Pro day, like holy, he looked like a running back. Like I think Jalen Milrow is. I should have probably compared him to Taysom Hill. Like it kind of how you should use him, but at the same time, it's gonna be so obvious when he's in the game. Like I don't know. I'm having crazy doubts about Jalen Milrow. What if he could be a suited up Taysom Hill? Like a better passer, more athletic, but at the same time, that's kind of hard to do because Taysom Hill is a dog, man. Taysom Hill is a dog. I don't know. Jalen Milrow though, he you understand taking a project pick like this in like what round three? If as long as it was like later than round two, and I know it was, so like this is a good draft pick. Yeah, it was round three, pick 92. Honestly, he has potential to be the class. It's just I doubt it. But like the fact that he has the potential to do that is good enough, especially with how many draft picks this team had. Dude, I'm talking about Damian Martinez getting drafted here, Elijah Arrow, Torrey Horton. We didn't even talk about their first round draft pick and Grace Abel. Dude, I love this guy. He was one of my favorite offensive linemen watching pro day and throughout the season. He is versatile. He can play inside and out. His technique is amazing, dude. He like a stone wall. He don't got a weakness to me at the offensive line position. My favorite comp for him is Elton Jenkins. Elton Jenkins could play center. tackle and guard, and he does it for the Packers. Um, that's why I didn't put guard for Grace Abel. He plays the whole interior and outside. Dude, this guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. He may not be the athlete like another person, but like, dude, I don't care. He's like Elton Jenkins, Zach Martin to me. Like, whenever you high on an offensive lineman, that means they good. And this is an offensive lineman who I could see the impact with him. Like he that good, bro. And dude, this offense totally suited up throughout the draft. They got one of the decent offensive linemen that I thought of. They got Charles Cross. They got Josh Jones as a swing tackle. Dude, they got Christian Haynes, who I liked a couple years ago. I wonder how he's been producing in the NFL, but when he was out at UConn, I had liked him. I wonder how he's doing. Seattle Seahawks fans, if y'all or like suited up and know about offensive linemen, like let me know how Christian Haynes is doing because I do remember him being good at UConn a while ago, and I see he's a starter now for the Seahawks. Dude, this defense though, like we got a couple things, man. We got Devon Witherspoon. We got Tariq Woolen. This is a team that has a chance to win a lot of games because they got a lot of talent at the right places. Nowadays it's a pass league, and you got Tariq Woolen, Devon Witherspoon, you got Julian Love. They got also this one rookie who he probably could be the best rookie out of all of the players. Nick, the safety they took. A lot of people high on him, but I ain't just gonna go sit here and lie to y'all. I ain't watched Nick. I don't know about bro, but like I know about some of the undrafted players and some of the seventh round picks because they played on good teams. Nick, bro, I don't know what team you played on. I ain't see you on the field. My bad, CB. Um, but like Jared Ivey, he is somebody who, dude, I was high on him. I had Jared Ivey going in the first round. Like Jared Ivey was so good. I thought he was a first round pick. 6'6", 285, bro. He like Jared first, man. He will get downhill to the quarterback and just so much power, man. So much power. And the thing about it that's best to me is his pursuit. Like he 285, 6'6", and has Jared Verse type pursuit. This guy went undrafted. How did the Seahawks get Jared Ivey undrafted? Dude, I might be wrong, but Seahawks fans, y'all gonna be the first ones to hear me say this. Jared Ivey is an NFL player. He went undrafted. I think highly of him. I thought he was a first round pick. I thought he was a first round talent. Matter of fact, yeah, Seahawks fans, that's what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all first. Jared Ivey is a first round talent. That whole Ole Miss D line was crazy. People think it was just Walter Nolan. No, it was Jared Ivey, Walter Nolan, and Princely causing havoc. It was all three of them. I get it. Ole Miss D line had a lot of talent on it, so Jared Ivey might have went underlooked. That's just what it is. But at the same time, how could you underlook somebody who's 6'6", 285? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. But yeah, at that size, he's athletic. So Seahawks got them a nice pick right there. And it was such a nice pick that they ain't even pick him. They signed him. Like that. That is crazy to me. This team's linebacking core is it's an NFL linebacking core, and they D line did improve. They had one of the worst run defenses, and they got Demarcus Lawrence, and to get your run defense up, that's a good thing. Demarcus Lawrence and Jared Ivey. So I like those two additions. Like I'm very high on Jared Ivey and Demarcus Lawrence. I know for a fact is one of the better run defender at the edge rushing position, and he could get to the quarterback too. Um, Leonard Williams has always been a good player. Byron Murphy, he's actually been developing, and like I haven't watched that many Seahawks games, so I might be wrong because last year I'm looking at it. Sometimes the depth chart be wrong though, but Byron Murphy at nose tackle does sound wrong. I'm not gonna lie. I do remember him coming out of Texas. He does not remember to be a nose tackle. Maybe that's what the Seahawks should add if they were to make a competitive push, a nose tackle. because that's literally all the Seahawks will need: a nose tackle and a quarterback. This team is pretty nasty, bro. Like they talented, but we're gonna look at the schedule because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. We talked about the team, we talked about the roster, we talked about the talent, we talked about the rookies. Let's talk about the schedule. Week one, they're gonna play the 49ers. I'll give them an L right there. Pittsburgh, I'll give them half a win. Pittsburgh, I just never trust Pittsburgh, and like, come on, Pittsburgh. I'm gonna give the Seahawks half a win because like it's not a guaranteed. It's gonna be competitive game against New Orleans. I'll give them the win, so that's 1.5 against the Cardinals. I'm gonna split them. So, or I'm gonna just against the Cardinals. I'm gonna give this two. All right, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing with the halves. I'm gonna give it two. And then with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm gonna give them an L against the Bucks. No cap, man. But the Bucks is a team I'm gonna record after this one. They pretty pretty roster. They're pretty roster. Um, Jacksonville, I'll give them half a win. They probably should beat Jacksonville. Actually, man, I should probably give them this win against Jacksonville. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna come back to that one. Houston, I'll give them an L. Jacksonville, I'll give them a win. 3. Uh, and then the bye week, off the bye week, do I got them losing? Oh man, that'd be tough to lose off the bye week, right? We had 3 wins right now in week 8. That could that be? Am I wrong? Is this a 3-win team at week 7? So I got them losing to the 49ers. I got them losing to the Buccaneers, and I got them losing to the Texans. That's 3 losses that, like, I'm not even going to argue too much. Against the Pittsburgh, I'm giving them half a win. So I'm saying 50-50. Against New Orleans, I'm giving them the win. So that's 1.5. Against the Cardinals, I'm making a 50-50 again. So that's 2. And then against Jacksonville, do I want to just make? I'll give them 3. I'll give them 3. Jacksonville is a weird place right now. We're gonna see how Sam Darnold performs though, because that cornerback duo in Jacksonville could wreak hell for him. The Washington Commanders. This is gonna be a 5th L. So how many wins is that? That's 3 wins still. And then against the Cardinals again, I'll give it 3.5. Against the Rams, I'm gonna keep it at 3.5. Against the Tennessee Titans, I'll bring it up to 4.5. Against the Vikings, I'm gonna keep it at 4.5. Against I think this is like a against the Vikings. I think that's a loss. It's that 4.5 against the Falcons. I think that's a loss. That's 4.5. But like Falcons, I'll give them 50-50. I'll give them 5. I'll give them 5. 5 against the Falcons. And matter of fact, I'll make that Washington game off the bye week a half also, just because it's off a bye week. So I'll make it 5.5. 5.5 for the Seahawks. And then the Colts is always a 50-50 because they got Anthony Richardson on their team. Matter of fact, they got Anthony Richardson on their team in week 15. That's about the time they start tanking, right? So I'll give it 6.5. And against 7.5. This about a 7 to 9 win team, like this Seahawks team is gonna be in the mud. I ain't gonna lie. And this is a 7 to 9 win team if Sam Darnold is a starting level quarterback. All I'm asking for Sam Darnold to do is be able to use all these pieces he got. Whoever is at the Seahawks position of quarterback in the future, I'm telling you right now, Seahawks fan, they're gonna have an easy job. Y'all are one of those teams right now that like, do all y'all need is a quarterback. As soon as you get a quarterback, you're gonna panic for a nose tackle. As soon as you got a quarterback that puts you in a position to where y'all 5-0 in the first couple weeks of the season with how much pieces. Because like if Patrick Mahomes had these weapons, this would be like one of his more talented groups of weapons. Maybe not the number one superstar like a Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Actually, I lied. Yeah, I lied. But these weapons are good though. I'm overrating them a little bit right there. But these weapons are good. These weapons are like the Vikings of last year. Just like I said, without the alpha, Katori Horton, like I talked about earlier, gave him Stephon Diggs comparisons. Katori Horton become that alpha. What's next for the Seahawks, man? I think that this is a team that wins 7 to 9 games this year. If Sam Darnold is at quarterback next year still, I'll kind of be shocked. He signed a what I like to call lucrative franchise tag when they give you a 2 year deal and entirely front loaded. That basically means they're saying, hey, you had a good year. You're a starting level quarterback. Here's all your money. Good job, and we'll see how it goes. Teams got to pay someone, and to be a starting level quarterback, it costs a pretty penny. It costs there's a minimum wage at that position, and it's like 40 mil. So teach your kids how to throw a football. Um, yeah. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Have a nice day, and God bless.